Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today we're doing part 2 of a series of videos about expressions about money. So, in this lesson you will learn 6 English expressions related to money. And if you want part 1 of this series, the link is in the description. Okay, so the first expression is breadwinner. Breadwinner. And this means the member of the family who earns the money. So a breadwinner is a person. The breadwinner is the person in the family who earns the money. So it's the person who works and earns the money for the whole family. So let me give you 2 examples of types of family. Okay, so the first family, it is the man who works. So Mark works as a computer programmer, and his wife, Jane stays at home and looks after the children. So in this example, we say that Mark is the breadwinner, because it is Mark who works and earns the money. Okay, so that's one example. Now let's look at the opposite example. Claire works as a doctor. So Claire works as a doctor. And David, her husband, David stays at home and looks after the children. So in this example, Claire is the breadwinner. Okay. And of course we can have another example where both husband and wife, where they both work, and in that case we can say they are both breadwinners. Okay, both the husband and the wife are breadwinners. Okay, so breadwinner, the person who earns the money in the family. Here we have 2 expressions, and the meaning is the same. We can say work for peanuts, or we can say to be paid peanuts. And this is the literal meaning. So peanuts are a type of food, and often monkeys eat peanuts. Okay, so I'm sure you all know this type of food. So what does this expression mean? Well, if you work for peanuts, it means that you are badly paid for your work. You have a low salary. Okay, so you're working for very little money. Okay. So here is an example. John worked for 50 hours and was only paid £300. Okay. And in the United Kingdom, that is a very low salary. That's not much money for 50 hours work. Okay, so we can say that he worked for peanuts, or we can say he was paid peanuts. Okay, so in other words, he was very badly paid. He had a low salary. Okay, so when you hear people complaining about their low pay, they often say, "Oh, I'm working for peanuts," or "I was paid peanuts for this job." Okay. A golden handshake. So what does this mean? Well, first of all, what is a handshake? Forget golden. What is this? What is a handshake? Well, here we have a handshake. Okay, to shake hands with someone. And a golden handshake. Gold is the very precious metal that is worth a lot of money. So a golden handshake, it is a large payment that you receive. So you receive a large payment when you leave a job after many years of service. Okay, so this does not happen in every job. It is usually it's usually a management position, or maybe a director of a company, or a very important high-level job. And if you do it for many, many years, then when you leave, the company pays you a bonus or a large payment to say thank you for your many years of service. And we call this a golden handshake, because you handshake, you shake hands with someone when you say goodbye. So you're saying goodbye, and it's a golden handshake because you're saying goodbye to the person and you are also giving them money. Okay, that's why we call it a golden handshake. So an example, David worked as a manager for 40 years. So his whole career was with the same company and he was a manager. So many, many years of service. And he received a golden handshake of $10,000 when he retired. Okay, so when he retired, at the end of the 40 years, his company gave him $10,000. And we call that a golden handshake. Money doesn't grow on trees. So this is an expression. This is something that we say to people. So the expression means, well, we're saying that money is a limited resource. It's a limited resource. Okay, it's not unlimited. Okay. And it also means that we're emphasizing that money is earned through work. We have to work to receive money. Money doesn't just appear. Okay, money comes from work. And therefore it is important not to waste money. So these three ideas make up the meaning of this expression. Okay, so we often say this to people who don't really understand the value of money. We say this to people who perhaps don't really understand where money comes from. And a big example, a common example, is children. Children often want to spend money, are asking for money, are asking for things because they do not understand where money comes from. They do not understand the value of work and money. So here we have an example with a child. A child asks his mother, "Can I have a new bike for my birthday?" And the mother replies, "Well, bikes are expensive. Money doesn't grow on trees." Okay, so money doesn't just appear. Okay, money, money comes from hard work, and it is a limited resource. So basically here the mother is explaining to the child where money comes from. Bikes are expensive and we can't always have everything that we want. Okay, so money doesn't grow on trees. I'm sure in your own languages you have an equivalent expression. Another one in another language, I think money doesn't fall out of the sky. Okay, I think that's the meaning in French. Okay, cost an arm and a leg. Well, if something costs an arm and a leg, it means that something is expensive. So we use this is an expression again, and we use it to describe something that is expensive. Something that costs a lot of money. So I would like to buy a Ferrari, but they cost an arm and a leg. Okay, I would like to buy a Ferrari, but they are very expensive. This is very common, very, very useful expression. Get your money's worth. To get your money's worth. So, when you buy something and you get good value for your money, then you can say, I got my money's worth. Okay, so this means you say this when you have paid for something, you have paid for a product or you have paid for a service and you feel that you got very good value. Okay, you paid money and you are satisfied, very, very satisfied with your purchase because you got lots of value. So here is an example. Jane asks, "How was the concert last night?" And Mark replies, "It was good. It lasted 3 hours and only cost £10. Okay, so the concert lasted 3 hours. The duration of the concert was 3 hours and it only cost £10. So very good value. So Jane says, "Oh wow, you got your money's worth. You got your money's worth." So this means, oh wow, you got very good value for your money. Okay. Another example could be, for example, if you go to a restaurant and you pay £10 and you get a starter, a main course, a dessert, a coffee, and a bottle of wine. Okay, that would be excellent value. And you could say, at the restaurant, you got your money's worth. Okay. So there we are, that's the end. Hope you learned some new expressions. If you're preparing for the IELTS exam, then click here for information about our IELTS online course. And here are some other videos I recommend.